we back? Is this a new stream? Do we have audio? Do we have audio? I'm not hearing audio. Why is there no audio? Do we have audio? Okay, it helps if you unmute YouTube. Okay, HDMI capture card lives again. Had to reboot the PC, just hung. Right, so where were we? I was ranting about this thing. Jeez. Hope I can trust this thing now. Yeah, so this controller, what it does is it allows you to basically do anything with the big tractor-like machine it controls. And without this, you're basically blind. You can use the machine manually, but most of the expensive functionality requires this machine to be working, or this device to be working. So we're going to be cleaning up all of the goop. We're going to be fixing all the liquid damage. There's a bit of it, mostly around these big connectors here, and this connector connecting the computer PCB thing. Someone says this is a new stream. Excellent. So let's do a new intro then. This is the mainboard out of a really expensive controller for a CAT forestry machine. It's like a big six-wheeled tractor thing, about 15 meters long, with a giant arm on it that it takes trees and turns them into planks, basically, or something like that. Turns them into logs pretty automatically. And this device is responsible for all the programming features, all the advanced functionality, all the calibration, everything you need to make the machine run efficiently. It dates to about 2000-ish, and it has failed due to conductive glue all over and liquid damage. So what this thing is a Windows 95 based PC. We have an Intel Pentium processor, 266 megahertz, and the symptom that this thing displays is the image on the LCD. It has like a touchscreen LCD thing strapped to it. The image has horizontal distortion on a per pixel basis, so you can have one pixel row aligned, then the next one is there, the next one is there, and it keeps oscillating, and it's just unusable. You cannot see anything on the display. We've replaced the display because that was the obvious thing to do. The original LCD was in terrible, terrible condition. It had been sitting outside in the sun and the rain for 20 years. The previous owner of this thing, I don't think ever took the computer out during winter storage and so forth, which is really bad. To make things even better, this whole thing is mounted to the door of the machine, which is a really slammy door. You enter through like the front window of a machine, and since the cockpit has like a slight lean to it, you open the door, it's very heavy, and then it just slams shut with a lot of force when you close it. So this thing sees just with pure pain. It's a miracle it's lasted as long as it has. So I think we're going to start by working on the tiny PCB. We're probably not going to be done today. This thing is going to require so much attention. So let's just get at it. Oh yeah, and it's held together with masking tape. This is a resistor for something, some part of the CFL inverter driver. Right. HDMI capture card hasn't died yet. That's good. So we're going to be working mostly with blades, I think. I don't think trying to dissolve any of this stuff is going to be fruitful. The CMOS battery actually still has a charge. I'm going to have to get a new one of these. I don't want to take the CMOS battery out because I don't know what settings are going to be lost. If it does lose any settings, I don't know how to enter the BIOS on this thing. We do have an award, or what's that? Phoenix BIOS sticker thing there, Pico BIOS, it says. So hopefully it's a pretty normal, sane PC. Just an assembly package. But we have a lot to go through on this thing. Ugh. Just look at that. Disgusting. So let's just get to scratching. This is mostly going to be mechanical work. Not too much circuitry, really. Ugh. Ugh. That's like combined liquid damage and corrosive glue damage all in one. It is a miracle if this thing is working at all, because this is... It's like this all over. And all of it needs to be cleaned up. And what's worse, you can get these things refurbished from CAT for many thousands of euros. But I wonder if they've actually gone through and fixed anything. Or if they're just like reselling ones out of scrapped machines. I doubt if they'd be porting the software to a newer model controller. And the newer model controllers actually aren't that much better than this. I've seen a few of them. Ugh. Oh yeah, and Attar donated 50 sec. Thanks a lot for that. I'm much obliged. I don't think I remember to say... Yeah, this thing is not even attached properly. The Siemens battery is just flopping about. Ah, you can feel the moisture that's stuck in this crap. Oh, you take it out and there's liquid underneath. Look. Liquid. Oh. Ah, and I can see that there's more stuff underneath there. So now there's not much point cleaning up the actual battery, because that's going to get replaced as soon as I can get my hands on replacement, which I don't have at hand, so we can't take it out. There's a chunk missing out of this capacitor. Let's hope that's not an issue. There are several chunks missing out of this capacitor. Let's hope none of them are an issue. Doesn't seem to have penetrated anywhere. Oh, this is actually cracked. I don't really like that. Mental note made. And we have very obvious bad solder joints here. That is such a stereotypical bad solder joint. You can see the ring around it. and several in this row. I like that. Oh, that guy there. That's a real beauty. You can see how the tip has just let go. So this big connector has a lot of goo in it. And the most important thing is we solve whatever issue is causing the bad display. Preferably we're just going to fix everything that's wrong with this thing, but I'm not sure how feasible that is. Just due to the sheer scale of the project. Ah, as you can see, it's like a shit stain all the way down in there. Ugh. That's just... We're gonna have to dismount this daughter board. Like this here is a daughter board that's mounted to the CPU daughter board. And there's guaranteed to be more glue underneath there. Time for small tweezers. Ugh. Just more moisture. We're gonna have to dismount this chip because there's just a lot of glue stuck underneath it. What even is that? I want to find out. Since it's full of corrosion, it's likely got some kind of power all the time. Be it either from the battery. Oh, ha! The HDMI. This camera stopped working again. My brand new HDMI capture card has stopped working. Brand new €200 capture card. Amazing. Well, we'll just have to make do without that one. Because it's clearly not going to play ball. This is a Max 603. Does not sound like something BIOS related. I'm rather hesitant to do any soldering on this board with the battery installed. I don't want to destroy anything by having it powered. What's this? Max something something. Jeez, I should could really use an ultrasonic cleaner for this. I tried ordering one from China a while ago, but they just fell through, they didn't deliver. we do have some stuff we can access properly on the underside of this board though. Amazing. Beautiful. This is just so bad. Let's see if we can rip some of this out as one chunk. Thankfully, I just ordered a bunch of SMD component assortments too. So we can hopefully swap some of these pieces out if need be. I try to just do it carefully though and leave as many components original as possible. But if we have like a terminal that's completely corroded off, we have no other choice but replace it. Thank goodness the vias are gold plated, or at least a bit more corrosion resistant. I just keep imagining Louis Rossman sitting behind my shoulder going like, no, no, throw it away, get it out of my face. But thankfully we're not Louis Rossman. Is the audio still fine? It broke a while ago in the other stream we did. Let's verify. Thankfully we're not Louis Rossman. Yeah, it's still there. Good. Can we get an electric toothbrush up in this? Our beautiful frozen pink toothbrush. I would show it on the camera, but it's broken. It comes with a RAM. How much RAM do we have? Doesn't say, probably like 64 megs of SD RAM. Oh, this thing is quite new. The RAM is dated 0243. So the machine was probably from like 2003 or something, and it still runs Windows 95. So we can tell that the RAM slot has been hand soldered in place, just because of the flux residue there. This I kind of cleaned up a little when I was in here last time, but we're going to have to do it up more properly. There's going to be corrosion underneath these caps as well, but if I don't have to take them off, I won't. That's horrible, but I think it's not bad enough to require further work. Those are just decoupling for something, I would wager. What do you have? That horrible looking trace valve. I'm suspecting the chat has broken because it's not updating anything. It says there are like several messages per minute that I'm just not seeing. Well, it is what it is. If I don't see your message, it's because the chat seems to be not moving. Or no one's saying anything, which is relaxing, I suppose. But we need the viewer engagement to drive up our statistics. Still terrible, but it should be workable. Yuck. I have a microscope camera blown up to like 35 inches in front of me. And I keep going, why is it out of focus, when I realise it's like 640 by 480. Hey, we have our culprit. Hello there. Hectronic AB. Hectronic, why have you sold this? Why the heck have you created this abomination? Shish. How are these solder joints? Actually reasonable. There's more conductive glue. Rosny capacitor. Away you go. So these solder joints are very ugly, but they don't look broken. It's as if I didn't use enough flux while reflowing them. That actually looks quite bad. I want to redo the guy right in the corner there. Flux. Sold. Yeah, these are never going to look good, but those at least look not completely ruined. Okay, I'd like to request someone to say something in chat. Just so that if I don't see a message within the next like 4 minutes, I'm going to assume it's broken. It says 46 people are watching, but not a single message in chat since I restarted the stream. Which seems unusual. I mean, not impossible, but unusual. God. I really want to have access to replacement CMOS battery for this thing. I'm not sure how much work I dare do on this thing without getting rid of a battery. You never want to be soldering on stuff that's actually turned on. And it would not surprise me if the designers of this device just essentially discounted it as being end-of-lifed when the lithium cell runs out. I've not seen a message in chat since my request, so chat is wrecked. The electric toothbrush is a formidable tool. I would imagine an ultrasonic cleaner does an even better job though. Let's see if there's any voltage on this transistor here, if I can reflow it right now. That actually is voltage across that, so we can't be soldering that really. That's a bit of a bummer. Let's just hope that's okay. I really don't want to find out what happens when we remove this coin cell. I really don't want to find out. So we can't really touch that. Probably a similar thing going on with a chippy over here. Probably have some voltage on the corroded pins. Actually, I'm not seeing any voltage at all around here. Not across the capacitor. Not across the other capacitors, so yeah, I think we can actually solder around this part of the board. Yeah, this end of the board really seems dead right now. But that's super annoying because we have this big plastic connector here which I don't want to ruin. So using hot air around here is going to be a pain. I'd just like to suck the whole daughter board out really, but getting the daughter board out is going to be a pain. Now let's just leave that for another time for right now. I want to have a replacement coin cell at hand when I actually work on that thing. So let's turn our attention to the main board, just for the time being. So this has probably the worst damage. Let's start with the simple stuff, which is the corrosion right here. Can we get this thing out of the way? Pretty please. Oh, we can't because it's attached with more of a conductive glue. There we go. Our beautiful masking tape powers. Can you believe this is what powers a 100,000 euro class tool? A power resistor attached with masking tape. 100,000 euros. Masking tape, power resistor. Oh, never mind actually. There's a zip tie as well. Forget all my criticism. There's a zip tie. So that's where the ugliness lives. Not too bad. Right. That solder joint there is not happy. Some of this could actually just be residue from the soldering process. This looks more like flux contamination than moisture damage on this particular joint. Actually, there's so much flux there. We can probably just put the soldering iron to it and see if anything exciting happens. Let's go. Yeah, if that was liquid damage, it would have made more noise, it would have resisted taking the solder a lot harder. So I don't think that was liquid damage. But what we have over here is definitely liquid damage. So maybe we can just toothbrush most of that off, and then we'll see what hides beneath. Looks pretty okay, actually. Doesn't look too bad. The flux really saved this area from the water droplet that's formed there. Because this looks really quite good underneath. I don't mind this. But we're going to resolder this general area just for the sake of it. Stupid chat being broken. I have to sit here all alone. I don't like this hissing noise. It could just be isopropyl. They really have used a lot of flux here. Yeah, that's alright. Don't mind that. Oh, hello there. Glue spotted. I'm glue dabba dee dabba die. Let's try and not crack this diode. That's pretty right. Let's reflow it just for good measure and move on. Good enough. Blue his house with a blue little window, and a blue Corvette, and everything is blue for him and himself and everybody around, 'cause he ain't got nobody to listen. I'm glue dabba dee dabba die, dabba dee dabba die, dabba dee dabba die. How have these big things fared? What even are those? They're the PCMCIA slots. Hello there. Hello there. We have... Can you see it? We have a solder blob. These guys can cause so much havoc. So this thing does have 4 PCMCIA slots and it uses a grand total of 1, so it doesn't quite matter if one of them is broken. What's that? Is that burnt flux or is it glue? It's glue. Away you come. The issue with leaving any of this glue in place is it turns into water, and then it just breaks everything. I do wonder what this is. Aside from... 100,000 euros buys you this. €100,000. 100,000 euros. Do the 80 zoom. Right, let's just get to scratching. Enable live chat. Why is the chat not working? It says I'm the only person participating. Okay then. Okay then. Ugh. Christ. Ah, there's just water underneath. There's just water underneath there. I can feel it flowing. Off you come. I have a blue house with a blue window. Blue is the colour of all that I wear. Blue are the trees and now the... Oh wait. Blue are the streets and now the trees are too. I have a girlfriend and she is so blue. I'm blue, dabba dee dabba die, dabba dee dabba die, dabba dee dabba die, dabba dee. Ugh. I don't remember the second verse of the song though. Shame. Ugh. Nice signal trace, bro. Nice signal trace. I'm sure having the letter R etched into your trace is going to be great for performance. That completely destroyed there. It might be. Yeah. That trace has gotten completely eaten through. And I can tell that because by scratching, you can see when I scratch it, the copper goes shiny. But nothing went shiny there before it just cut through. So there was no copper there to begin with. And the other trace is not much better off. It does seem to be ever so slightly intact though. Completely eaten through there. So that is a definite fault in this thing. This bodge board is definitely here for a reason, I hope. So maybe this is what has caused the malfunction. It's difficult to test this thing without a complete reassembly though, which is a shame. Oh, this is just glued onto an IC. I was going to see shit down there, but there's... yeah. There's an IC underneath there, so I've just stuck the glue between the board and the IC. And on the legs of the IC, of course. Of course there's glue on the legs of the IC. Who doesn't want their ICs to be watered? Ooh, this is definitely on the way. This trace is not happy. I think it's time to dual wield some tweezers here. I have some fat tweezers and skinny tweezers. Probably can't quite see the difference on stream, but it's a bit of a Mario Luigi feel to it. The fat ones pulling and the small ones digging in there. This is going quite well. I'm happy with this progress. I feel pro as fuck just having tweezers for hands. There we go. Big flake. It's so much nicer to get rid of before it turns into a hard crap. We have some of it forming at the bottom here. No, don't stay in one piece. Come on, stay in one piece. You can stay in one piece for me, can't you? Oh, I don't think it's going to stay in one piece for me. Oh no, it did. Ah, beautiful. Oh wow, this is amazing quality. PCB etching here. This is not due to any glue, this is just bad etching. Oh, that's satisfying. At times like this, having a stereo microscope is very, very useful. Doing this under a non-stereo, like USB scope or something, would be basically impossible. That starts to turn out pretty good. Starting to not mind that too much. There's a bunch of glue still. On the legs of that IC underneath it. Which is impossible to see with a microscope, impossible to get on camera since the stupid overhead camera is dead. Yeah, I think I'll save that for later. Let's. I should probably scratch some more of this stuff off, actually. This is a, what are you? 74HC132D. I have no idea what that is. Oh, hang on, the corroded trace actually isn't going anywhere, so at least that's good, we don't need to fix it. Though this trace here might still be in need of some attention, so we're going to have to take this capacitor off. Have a look. Yeah, it's glued down. Yeah, I'm happy I did that. That's not looking too good. That's not looking happy. I think the trace is actually still intact, but I definitely want to get rid of this, or the trace is not going to remain intact for long. I think we should probably tin these traces, because there certainly isn't as much copper in them as there used to be. Sadly though, I don't think this has anything to do with a failure, because this module seems to be in working order unless the IC has failed, which I doubt. Let's make sure we get the R as well. R, you mateys. Give your signal the proper pirate's touch. R. But this isn't a pirate thing, this is the official computer for the €100,000 cat machine. If only it was a Chinese knockoff. If only. Aha, the trace actually broke, so we're gonna have to patch that up. I will need some wire. And I will need to disassemble my wire. Perfect. Some fresh tin on that and it's going to be just fine. Yeah, let's get some fresh flocks on there before we do anything stupid. There we go, beautiful. That's definitely better than it needs to be. Let's actually do it all the way to the chip while we're at it, just to be sure. Oops. Beautiful. Tin some more traces. Ah, so oxidized. So oxidized. Come on. Yeah, these traces are actually pitted much worse than I thought. Since we don't really want to take solder. There we go. That looks like hell, but it is going to make a more solid connection. Let's also do the final little bit here going to the wire. Beautiful. We don't need extra balls. We've already seen that this thing has enough balls. Okay. This is not pretty, but I think this is good enough. as far as this module is concerned. And let's just give a final bit of glue off the capacitor, put it back, move on. Oh, maybe we'll call it quits for tonight. It is lame when the chat is not working. I would much prefer it if the chat did work. It's all fine underneath there. Let's try and not bridge anything. Ah. Come on, this is the last thing we do. Make it go well. There we go. Nice. Yeah, I think we're gonna call it quits there for tonight. I wanna figure out my HDMI issue. Stupid streaming bullshit. I've got a literally brand new computer set up for the sole purpose of streaming video with two brand new expensive capture cards with brand new expensive everything, and the bloody capture cards don't work. But yeah, we're done for tonight. Might follow up with this again if I have time, if I get everything working. If not, I might not. It's slightly hurried, so we'll see. Yeah, take care. Bye.